Yo, what is going on, everybody? We're doing with a brand new video for you guys today. Today's video will be like a little bit of a discussion video, then some gameplay. Someone talk about some recent things with the game, some recent updates and things like that. We're now post keep ruling patch where they nerfed it into the ground. It's still there. You can still do it, but it's not as good as it used to be. I still think they should have took it out of the game entirely. But it's just kind of funny watching like the feedback that's happening in Twitch streams and YouTube comment sections and social media over this. And it's like, this is how I know a lot of y'all, not all of you, as the saying goes, if don't apply, let it fly. It means if I'm not talking about you, I'm not talking about you. It means if anything I say, if it doesn't apply to you, then don't get mad about it. But a lot of y'all, you're flexing the fact that y'all are very dependent on mechanics in this game and that y'all aren't actually good at the freaking game. I'm seeing some people going, this is so dumb. Not every game's gonna freaking be 20 to freaking 17. There's be no defense being played. And it's like, if you truly believe that keeper movement, being able to move your keeper, is the only thing that's existed in this game to allow you to play defense, there's something wrong with you mentally. There's something wrong with you mentally. First off, everyone's talking about how strong defensive AI is. If defensive AI is as strong as people say it is, then no score will be, going that high to begin with, right? Second off, I think the AI keeper in the game itself is pretty solid enough so you don't even need your movement. I don't move my keeper. I've been playing this game for a very, very long time, this franchise. And I've never been someone to move my keeper. They always just move on their own. And more often than not, my keepers make very, very good saves. Very clutch saves. Do they save everything? No. Why? Because it's a video game and sometimes people just scores. It's like a lot of the time, especially when it comes to like using assisted shooting, a lot of those shots are going to be 50-50. So sometimes they might shoot, 5 finesse shots and 2 are going to go in. Now, at the end of the day, it's still 2 goals. I'm not going to sit here and go, well, my keeper sucks because they allowed 2 finesse shot goals out of my opponent taking 5. Goals are going to go in. That's just how sports works, how video games work. People are going to score goals, especially when it comes to the fact that this is a video game. So there is just going to be some chances of 50-50 shots going in, or maybe some bounces that just goes one person's freaking way. But I never felt like my keeper was the massive issue. Like when I played this game, just like what every other player in the game, playstyles matter. You have to have good playstyles to your keepers. You also have to have good stats to your keepers. If you're using keepers who have bad stats, bad playstyles, they're going to struggle. They're going to struggle. And it's just how it freaking works when it comes to this game. That happens with every player. Some players excel regardless of that. Like Cafu has always been a player who has like, at least when it comes to his base cards, he's always had like iffy playstyles, but he's always crazy in game. And some keepers are the same way, where it's like they don't have the playstyles, but they're crazy in game. Usually it's the icons who that applies to, because they do have hit animations. But a lot of y'all are like, there's one person who just ranting like a motherfucker on social media, and it's like, bruh, it ain't that deep. It's not that deep. And the reason why you know it's not that deep is because you don't actually need to do it. Just get better at actual manual defending. I'm someone who's been manual defending for as long as I've been playing this fucking game. Just get better at manual defending. Learn how to mark people. Marking is a skill. Learn how to anticipate what people might be doing. Not the play style, actual movement. Like read the field. See who your opponent might pass to. See where they might go for. Cut off those passing lanes yourself. Learn to actually defend. You can't sit here and bitch and moan that defense is going to be it's going to like die now because they remove or nerf one mechanic. That doesn't even affect like the actual defending itself. It's just one fucking player. Keepers. So if you're actually good at defending, you wouldn't be worried about keeper movement, because keeper movement is best at what? One-on-ones. How does someone get into one-on-one? They beat your defense. They cook your freaking back four. They cook your center mids. They get to one-on-one keeper, which implies what? You, the player, played bad defense. That's what that implies. If they got past your back four and got past, a lot of y'all played a 4-5-1 and a 4-2-1-3, things with 2 DMs, and or you have like just that one DM down, that one player down the middle. A lot of y'all play formations where y'all tend to have at least 6 to 8 players back on defense. So if they got past all those players and got to your keeper, that means you played bad defense. And yes, the outcome of you playing that bad defense should be you give a goal. If Erling Haaland gets a 1-on-1 with the keeper 10 times, 8 of those 10 times he's scoring a goal. And I hate using realism when it comes to like giving examples, because I think using realism for a video game is stupid. But y'all do the same thing. Y'all use realism when it's convenient, and then throw it out the window when it's not. And this is less about realism and more about just common sense. The net is very, very big. There's a lot of places where a forward can take a shot at. The keeper is never going to just run out the way that they run out in this game to try to get the freaking ball. They're going to pick a side and defend it. And just, if they have the skill for it, the stats, then they'll make the right choice. And then the thing about it is, the closeout playstyle is still very, very good and strong. So closeouts are still very, very good. You can still do the one-on-one rush out closeouts at a very, very alarming rate. So even if you can't move keeper the same way, you can still defend, those kind of like one-on-ones if you have that playstyle. So, I just think people are overreacting to how that nerf was. I think the game's in a better place without keeper movement entirely. It hasn't always been there. There's been years without it. They didn't add that mechanic to the game till like FIFA 15. So that means before that, I think they added all things to the game in 2008? So that's from 2008 to 2014, they never had keeper movement in any game and no one cared. So them removing it means nothing. Just get better at defending. Learn how to actually defend. When y'all do that, you wouldn't rely on offensive AI, you wouldn't rely on keeper movement. No one know what I feel like when people cook my defense. I say this all the time, like, yep, that's a goal. And a lot of times when I say that, it gets saved by my keeper. They get a clutch freaking save, even though I got cooked on defense. I don't go, well, fuck, or I ain't moving keeper. I'm like, no, it's just like, if they score in here, that's on me, because I came out of position. I rush my center back out. I rush freak my right back out. I play tactics where I say this a lot. I play a very attacking style, and I'm very, very susceptible to freaking counterattacks. So if a counterattack happens, that's on me. But y'all can't accept the fact that y'all are doing something wrong, because you want the game to like cater to you. You want the game to make sure you yourself can never lose. You hate things when it affects you negatively, and love things when it affects you positively. And I say that, I mean in a narcissistic way. If your opponent's defense sucks, you're happy. You're okay with that. If your opponent's keeper sucks, you're okay with that, because it means you get to win the game. You don't want it to be fair about you. You want it to just cater to just yourself. You don't see the grand scheme of things. You just see, I want to win games, so I want the game to cater to how I play the game, which is defensive AI and keeper movement. Let's get to the games though. We'll be trying out, a 4-4-2 with this squad. Trying out Alfred Khan. Got him in our Royals rewards. To see if he's any good. Chances are we won't ever use him in our main squad, because main squad is only supposed to be Total's choice, or any American keeper, but generally Total's choice. We'll use him in like squads that don't involve, the RTG. Well, that don't involve the freaking main team. And as well as getting some actual games on Cafu, and then more games on Grace Euro and our upgrade of Seeker. So it's kind of nice to have like 2 freaking champion icons. Let's get to games rivals and see if we can cook with the squad. You just run out of freaking bounds, bro. That's a tie game. We keep our game, pussy. Crazy. Oh, I'm trying to go to freaking roll pull that pass. Nice pass. Go for the roll fall. Come on. This game, bruh. That's the kind of person who's freaking like, EA, why did your player get out of the way of the ball? Make that make sense. They literally would get out of the way of the ball. That's a goal. Like, we have Jaden Shaw for an open freaking pass. But she gets out of the way of the fucking ball. Like, his player, he doesn't do anything to like ice her out or box her out, I should say. But she still gets out of the way of the freaking ball as if it's not there. It's a quick strike. We keep her again, pussy. Jaden Shaw goal. Tries to go for that fucking cutback. I need her to take that inside cut. That's what I'm trying to pass for. Like, there's positioning for her to get to the inside, and she doesn't take it. She goes to the outside. And having Shaw take the worst freaking turns. Like, she's turning away from the freaking ball instead of towards the ball. He's looking for that touch. He's looking for the cutback. He's looking for that one cutback because he can't score any other way. That's what this community freaking does. When they can't score, you know, at all any other way, they try to go for the desperate freaking goal. This guy has zero skill as a fucking bum. A rat. He's trying to go for the cutback goal so he can't score any other way. He tried to go up the freaking middle, it didn't work. Game cancels that run. It's not trying to pass to. Trying to pass to midfield. One three back. Should be a goal right there. I was hoping Rolfo would have did a better job at what you call him, winning that ball off his freaking foot. Unlike how Precious did. Need that ball. Like, you see like how many people are surrounding our freaking player. Like, look at the entire defense surround one fucking player in situation. Oh, the Batier with the goal. 99 shooting. Come on. Lenny Euro's faster than freaking my striker at getting to the fucking ball. Nice pass, nice build up, Jayden Shaw goal. Real time, I do want to talk about Oliver Kahn. We played 3 games with him for Rivals. We played 1 game of squads with him before content dropped because I was trying to freaking get the team of the week freaking thing done. So yeah, my ejected squad. We didn't use this squad. We tend to not use our star players when it comes to squad battles, but we did use Oliver Kahn and an Evo squad essentially of low rated players for squad battles. But 3 games of actual Rivals we played with him, and you know, I wouldn't really count the first game too much because you know that guy was really, well, a lot of people played this game pretty bad, but he didn't really get a lot of shots on Khan. It's hard to like judge keepers because, like I said, they're inconsistent. You can have a strategy games your keepers are freaking like amazing, and strategy games your keepers are fucking like dog shit. Like I have Vanisar, I have Icon Vanisar, and there's been games where he's been absolutely freaking horrible, and then games where it's like, yo, this guy is freaking insane. But today Khan was insane. You know, this is a card that I packed out of Rivals Remorse this morning. Got out of a player picks, which he was freaking like, you know, a tradable freaking pack, so I could freaking, you know, get the coin instead of freaking the player, because this would be a very, very rarely used freaking card by me, because again, I care more about favoritism when it comes to my squad, my actual squads, not freaking, you know, who the actual best players are at a given position. But you know, I want the best players for who I actually, like I said, when it comes to my teams, every single player you see in like generally when it comes to like my main team and some of my past and present squads are people I actually watch. I watch Cafu, I watch Renard, I watch freaking Tarsian, I watch Jordi Alba, watch Rolfo, I watch Seeger. I didn't see a lot of Seeger. When it comes to like Seeger, I saw her in international games because her and her team were constantly a thorn in the side for USA. I watch Grace, I watch, you know, Ona, I watch Press, like everyone you see in this team, even down here on the bench, players I actually watch. Or have watched in the past, because I've been watching women's sports since, you know, I was a baby. But anyways, when it comes to Khan, he was pretty good. Doesn't really have like the play styles to like really be crazy, Like footwork isn't there, and he also has only 70 kicks. So it's someone who, like, if you're playing someone who does like a lot of low drivens, he might get cooked. You know, because he already has low kicking stats. He also don't even have freaking footwork playstyle. So those freaking like low driven kicks are going to be brutal against this guy. When it comes to everything else, though, he's locked down. You know, he has positioning for it. He has the diving for it. He has the reflexes for it. He has very, very high reflexes. He has a far reach plus, so he's gonna have a fairly decent time against like finesse shots, things like that from outside the box. But for the most part, he was pretty solid. You know, I will say though that there will be a need for more sample size, because when he played, you know, him with 3 actual games against people and 1 game against in squad battles, so we had to see what he does. So I'll try to like use this particular team and some of the non-main squads a little bit more, so we can get more time on Oliver Kahn to just check them out. But I'll catch you guys next video. Hope you have a good y'all day or night. Y'all stay safe. Y'all tell other people in the art. I'll see you guys. I'm out here. This.